Welcome to the deep dive. If you're someone who dreams of speaking English fluently, confidently, and quickly, you've definitely landed in the right place today. We're not just scratching the surface here. We're really going deep into the best, most practical strategies to get you there. We'll be pulling out the key actionable nuggets from all the material you've shared with us. Think of it like building your personal English communication superpower. So let's kick things off with a really fundamental question. It kind of underpins everything else we'll talk about today. Why do you want to learn English? Just take a sec and really think about that. Is it for your job? Maybe studying abroad, connecting with international friends, or, hey, just watching movies without subtitles? Or is it pure personal growth?
That why. It's not just a nice idea, It's genuinely the anchor. The sources really stress this. Learning any language, especially getting fluent, it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
And there will be tough days. So that personal reason, that why, that's what's going to pull you through. It reminds you of the goal and keeps you motivated.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Over 1.5 billion people worldwide speak English now. It's more than just a language, isn't it? It's like this global operating system for, well, everything. The internet, business, science, global chat.
What? Which means your potential practice partners are basically limitless.
Right. And the amount of stuff you can access, films, research, whatever, it's global, not just local. It's huge. So building on that, the research seems pretty clear. Learning English without goals. It's like driving without a destination. You might wander around, which can be fun, but...
Yeah, you won't necessarily end up where you wanted to get.
Exactly. So first step, set a clear, measurable goal. How specific should these be, really? Could it be something like, I want to pass IELTS in 6 months, or maybe I want to speak fluently in 1 year?
Yes, precisely that specific. And
Yeah.
once you have that big goal, that destination, the key is breaking it down. Think about all the pieces of your English superpower, right? Vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, listening, speaking, reading, writing, they all need attention. Then you make a concrete plan. How many minutes or maybe hours are you going to commit each day? And this leads to a really crucial point from the sources, that even just 15 minutes every single day is way more effective than trying to cram for 2 hours once a week.
15 minutes, really.
Yeah, your brain actually builds stronger connections, more lasting ones, when it gets that information in smaller, regular bursts. It's about frequency, not just, sheer volume.
That makes total sense. And that consistent effort really pays off when we talk about, arguably, the foundation, vocabulary. I mean, without words, you're kind of stuck, aren't you?
Definitely.
But here's a common mistake the sources point out, and I've definitely done this. Trying to memorize huge lists of random words. It just doesn't work long term.
No, it really doesn't stick.
So that's the smarter way. What's the thinking behind learning words in context, not just on their own?
Well, basically, your brain likes connections. It remembers things better when it sees how words work together in a phrase or sentence, rather than just a definition floating in space. So instead of just learning how, learn the whole phrase, how are you? Understand its job, its context.
Right, makes sense.
And definitely use the tools available. Flashcard apps using spaced repetition like Anki or Quizlet, they're fantastic. They work by showing you a word right around the time you normally forget it, which really helps lock it into your long-term memory.
Ah, clever.
Very. And when you learn new words, try grouping them by topic, travel, food, tech, whatever you're into. And most importantly, use them. Write sentences with them. Say them out loud. Try to slip them into conversations.
Like the example. Don't just learn delicious. Learn this food is delicious.
Exactly. And say it when you eat something good. Actively use it.
Okay, so you got some words. The next piece, and this can be a really tricky one for a lot of learners, is pronunciation. English pronunciation. Well, it can be deceptive, can't it? What you see isn't always what you hear.
Oh, absolutely. It's a common hurdle.
So what are some effective ways the sources suggest we tackle this?
Well, one really powerful technique is called shadowing.
Shadowing.
Yeah. Basically, you listen to a native speaker, maybe on YouTube, a podcast, a movie, and you immediately repeat what they say. Try to copy their rhythm, their intonation, everything.
Okay, like mimicking them in real time.
Exactly. It really helps train your mouth muscles. Another thing, though it might feel a bit awkward at first, is recording yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Record yourself speaking, then listen back and compare it to a native speaker. It's incredibly insightful for spotting where you need to tweak things.
I can see how that would work, even if it's a bit cringeworthy at first.
It can be, but it's effective.
Yeah.
And focus on sounds that might not exist in your first language. The in thing or the V in very, those specific sounds.
And the sources mention using websites like Forvo or Youglish.
Yeah, those are great free resources. You can hear real people pronounce words in different contexts.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
And why does this matter so much, beyond just being understood?
Well, remember, good pronunciation, or at least pronunciation you feel confident about, it really builds your confidence overall. When you feel like people understand you easily, you're much more likely to actually speak up and practice more. It creates a positive cycle.
That makes sense. Confidence is key. Now, this next bit of advice, it might feel a little counterintuitive for some people, especially if you'd like to feel really ready before you jump in. The sources strongly suggest speak from day one.
Yes, you heard that right. Speak from day one.
Okay, so for someone who's feeling maybe a bit shy or self-conscious, what's the logic? Why jump in so fast?
It's really about building the habit and breaking down that mental barrier early on. Fluency doesn't come from just studying grammar rules in a book. It comes from the actual act of speaking. If you wait until you feel ready, well, you might wait forever.
Huh, true enough.
So the sources recommend starting simple and being consistent. Talk to yourself in English, seriously. Narrate your day, describe what you see.
Like I am making coffee now.
Exactly. Or join language exchange platforms. HelloTalk, Tandem, there are loads. Find people to chat with. You could also consider speaking lessons, maybe on italki or Reply for that personalized feedback. Or join an English club online or even in person if you can find one.
And even just basic sentences help, like, I like coffee, or today is sunny.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps get your brain used to actually producing English sounds and structures. It's building the muscle.
Okay, and this is so important. And you mentioned confidence.
Yeah.
Don't worry about mistakes. I know that's easier said than done for a lot of us, right?
It really is, but honestly, the sources are unanimous on this. Making mistakes is not just okay, it's literally how you learn.
It's part of the process.
Totally. Every mistake is a chance to learn something, a sign you're pushing yourself. The biggest mistake is letting the fear of making mistakes stop you from speaking at all. Seriously. Embrace the errors.
Right, okay. Thinking about how we all learned our first language, the sources use this great analogy. Before babies talk, what do?
They listen. A lot.
Exactly, that's how we all did it. So to really get good at English, you need to surround yourself with the sounds of English. Immerse yourself.
It's foundational.
So what are some practical ways to do that?
Well, the more you listen, the more your brain just naturally starts to absorb the rhythm, the accent, the common phrases, the vocabulary. It just kind of seeps in. You'll probably find your understanding improves surprisingly quickly with consistent listening.
So things like,
Watching YouTube channels you like, Netflix shows, TED Talks, whatever interests you, but in English. Listen to English songs or podcasts while you're doing other things, chores, exercise, commuting.
passive listening counts too.
It definitely helps tune your ear. And a great tip for active watching is using English subtitles, not your native language subtitles, but English ones. It helps you connect the sounds to the words without getting totally lost.
Got it, subtitles in English. Okay. Another key area is reading. Reading every day seems to be another powerful tool.
Hugely powerful. It helps with everything: vocab, grammar, sentence structure, even your writing improves.
And the sources give a nice progression for what to read, right?
Yeah, start simple. Maybe children's books or short stories. They often use clearer language and simpler structures.
Okay.
Then, as you feel more comfortable, maybe move on to news websites like the BBC or CNN. They usually write quite clearly. But the real key, read stuff you actually find interesting. Sports, tech, fashion, travel, whatever floats your boat. That keeps you motivated to actually do it.
Makes sense. And there's a pro tip about using an online dictionary.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All
Keep
right.
one handy. When you see a new word, look it up immediately. Check the meaning, check the pronunciation. It helps cement it right then and there.
And again, consistency is key.
Absolutely. Even just 10 minutes of reading a day, it adds up hugely over time. It's a quiet but really effective way to build that solid English foundation.
Okay, now here's one that sometimes gets overlooked. Writing. Why is writing actually important, even if your main goal is speaking?
Yeah, people sometimes skip writing practice, but it's actually a really powerful way to organize your thoughts in English and consciously practice your grammar. When you write, you have time to slow down, think about the right words, the right structure.
Unlike spontaneous conversation.
Exactly. And that deliberate practice helps you internalize the rules, which then makes you make fewer mistakes when you are speaking spontaneously. It reinforces everything.
So what kind of writing exercises are we talking about? Nothing too daunting?
No, keep it simple. Try keeping a daily journal in English, just, 3 to 5 sentences every night about your day, or write your social media posts in English sometimes. Practice writing emails, even short messages to friends or colleagues.
Little bit set up.
They do. And here's a modern hack the sources mention. Use AI tools like ChatGPT. You can ask it to correct your writing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and even better, ask it to explain your mistakes. So you get a mini grammar lesson right there, tailored to what you actually got wrong. Pretty useful.
That is smart. Okay, so we've covered skills, but ultimately the whole point of learning English is, well, using it, right?
Yeah.
Communication, practical application.
Exactly. That's the end game. It's not just about studying in isolation. It's about integrating English into your actual life.
So how do we do that? Make it part of the everyday without it feeling like a huge chore.
Start with small, easy switches. Change the language settings on your phone, your computer, your apps to English. It's passive immersion, but it helps.
Okay, yeah, I've done that. It does make a difference.
Then, actively try to use English for everyday tasks. Try ordering food in English if you can. Search for information online using English keywords. Even just try thinking in English sometimes, narrating your thoughts.
Thinking in English. That sounds like a big step.
It is, but you can start small. And, importantly, try to make friends who speak English and actually chat with them regularly. That's where the practice really comes alive.
Practice creates progress.
That's the core principle, yep. And remember, this is really encouraging, you don't need to speak perfectly. Seriously. The goal is to be understood and to just keep improving step by step. That's where the real communication happens.
That's a great perspective. Okay, finally, staying motivated and making it fun. Learning English, as you said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And there are definitely going to be days where you feel stuck or just tired of it all. That's normal.
Totally normal. Everyone hits plateaus or has off days.
So beyond just gritting your teeth, what do the sources suggest for keeping that motivation going, especially on those tough days?
Well, first, always circle back to that why we started with. Remind yourself why you're doing this. Then, actively make learning enjoyable. Don't just do boring grammar drills if you hate them. Watch English movies or YouTube channels you genuinely find fun or interesting.
Right, things you'd watch anyway.
Exactly. Track your progress, too. It helps to see how far you've come. Maybe keep a list of new words you've learned or tally up your listening hours. And definitely celebrate the small wins. Understanding a whole song lyric, having a short conversation without freezing up. Acknowledge that progress.
Yeah, give yourself credit.
Absolutely. Be kind to yourself. Self-compassion is vital for sticking with it long term. Focus on progress, not perfection. And yeah, make it fun. Play English language games, do puzzles, maybe find some friendly online competitions. Keep it light when you can.
Fantastic advice. So you've just heard a really comprehensive guide, step by step, on building that English communication superpower. But don't just listen to this deep dive. The real key is to start using what you've learned, like today. And maybe think about this. What's the biggest challenge you face personally in learning English? It's good to pinpoint that.
And maybe one final thought to leave you with. As you get into this consistent practice and start using English in real life, think about how it's not just changing your language skills, it's actually opening up whole new worlds for you, new information, different cultures, amazing connections with people. Fluency is more than just being understood. It's about that incredible personal growth and the much wider horizons that come with it. You're literally opening a door to billions of new conversations and ideas.
It's a powerful way to think about it. Keep learning, keep growing, and definitely keep speaking English.